Hi, thank you so much for joining me. Today is going to be talking about the baby with a shave. So, I'm a dad now, and what an experience it's been. So, at the end, I'm going to put a clip that I've just made for you. It only goes for a minute, which is just some of the highlights over the last few days. Our baby now is 4 days old, and she's a little girl. I'm a dad. What an experience! It was a little bit stressful and probably the most emotional experience of my life that I've ever had. So really good. I need to clean up because I've had two shaves, just really quick shaves, because of all the events that have been happening, which I'll explain to you. Um, so yeah, I need to shave regularly now, and I'm not sure how many videos I can do because we're playing tag team whilst the baby kind of settles, and we're at home, so that's really good. So I'm just going to be shaving with a Game Changer. This is it's got a Gillette Platinum blade in it. I'm going to be shaving with the lemongrass and geranium, which is probably my favorite scent out of all the shaving soaps that I own. It's the Dr. John's. And using my favorite brush, the Yaki Synthetic Mocha 24 millimeter. And for the post shave, I'm going to be using Thana's Rose Petal and the Geo F Trumpers Coral Skin Food. So it's going to be a rosy shave because today is a beautiful sunny day. It's spring, and I've got a new baby girl. And both my wife and child are very healthy and very happy. So yeah, it was a big event. So I'm just going to wet the face and start lathering up, and I'll tell you all about it. Today's not so much about the shave, just about the baby. So I've already wet my face a bit before I started the video. So this lemongrass and geranium is really pleasant. It's really nice, and it's really good, for not being offensive or strong or cologne-y, especially when taking care of the baby. Let me see if I can open it. There we go. That's beautiful. Just going to take some out, pop it into my bowl. And this soap I've used before. It's a wonderful, wonderful soap, and it produces a really nice lather, and the smell, like I said. I love that rose, geranium, lemongrass freshness and that richness. It's just really beautiful. So what happened was there were complications. So it wasn't all smooth sailing, but good result. Good result. The most adorable little thing you can imagine. A true miracle. So my wife's waters broke, and her labour didn't start straight away, so she didn't have contractions. And we went to the hospital. I had packed all the bags, went in there, all prepared, all bags, and they kept her in for several hours of monitoring. So we arrived there at like 2 a.m. in the morning, and we kind of got out just after 4, and a lot of monitoring, and they said it's fine. Chances are you're going to start labour within the next 48 hours. If not, we'll do an induction. So they booked us in for the induction, which was actually less than 48 hours. It was like 30 hours. They said that they were going to leave it, but it was safe because, the baby's head, it was only a little bit of, it was enough, but a little bit of amniotic fluid relative to what they deemed as unsafe, so it was all safe. Oh, beautiful. That's a gorgeous scent. Just so beautiful. Yeah. Wet the face a bit more. And we went in and for the 6 a.m. on Tuesday, arrived there at about 5:30 because my wife was in considerable pain with the contractions that had started at 11 p.m. that night. And the contractions went for, like it was 40 hours, 41 hours, all up the labour. And they had put her on the induction, the oxytocin, syntocinon drip, and she went into labour. And in the end, after it was probably about 6 o'clock, that things weren't going according to plan, and it was discovered that it was an obstructed birth because they examined her, and then the doctor came and had a talk and gave us the options, and I just said I want the safest options, and she said she'll under the circumstances talk to the big boss, and so came back and said the only option now is an emergency cesarean. So my wife hadn't slept at that time for both of us for 3 days, and they were absolutely fantastic in the hospital. So I was there. I had to wear all the gowns and head thing and booties, and I was dressed up in a surgical outfit, sitting with my wife in surgery, and they had a big, to cover, and there were so many people in the operating theatre. It was, there were lots of people, probably about more than, I don't know, like 10, 15. There was a lot of people. And everybody was busy in the operating theatre. They had prepped up the room. I talked to the two surgeons and the anaesthetist, and she had a specialist nurse as well, and a Thai nurse that was translating everything for her during the procedure. And out pops our little girl. We discovered it was a little girl. She had a little cry, and they straight away pulled me over, and I attended with the baby the whole entire time, and we cleaned her up, and I was there shell shocked, and we weighed her, and then they gave me her to hold, and then we put her on mummy, and then they gave me her to hold, and I went into the waiting room, and they stitched up my wife and did a wonderful job under the circumstances, and I was there for about 40 minutes just holding on to the baby, and then my wife came into the recovery room, and my wife was in the hospital for several nights, and I couldn't stay with her during because of the circumstances in the world. And we came home with our baby, and our baby is like wonderful and healthy. Anyway, let's start the shave. It's been me talking. So we've been at home for a few days now, and it's just really wonderful to be at home. And I got my first sleep last night, which was a proper kind of sleep for more than just a few hours, which was wonderful, which is why I'm able to make the video, and my wife's just relaxing in the lounge room with our baby. And she's so perfect. I had heard my friends tell me, have a baby, just do it, don't think about it, and just do it. It's You'll never regret it. It's the greatest thing you can never do. And I've always been like, yeah, if it happens, we're all good. And then now that it's happened, I can truly say it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And yeah, I love my wife, and I love my baby, and I've never met a stronger woman in my life. She was so determined and in considerable pain that the staff and the midwife, under the circumstances, they were also extremely impressed. Yeah. Although a cesarean wasn't what we planned for a natural birth, and everything centered around a natural birth. Circumstances just were such that the only safe option left at that point was a cesarean. You know, my wife's temperature was increasing, and so she started to have a temperature. The baby's heart rate was really frightening. It had gone up from 130 to 140s, and then 150s, and then 160s, and then went up. It went up. Anyway, everything's fine. And so now we're at home. And everybody's happy. And she's wonderful and healthy. She had all the tests done, the heel prick test, the hearing test, which you'll see a photo of her having the hearing test. And she's completely normal and healthy. And she looks like mum and dad. So very, very happy with everything. And the hospital, man, it was so good. And I've just been looking after my wife and just allowing her to feed the baby and just recover, which is the most important thing for her at this time. You know, she's had a rather serious surgery. So it took them a little bit of effort to get the baby out due to the obstruction. Baby's head was a little bit jammed. So but it's important to keep clean shaven, especially to kiss a baby. Yeah, that's it. Simple shave. Been talking a lot. And yeah, the videos and the photos of the event, I can't actually rewatch some of them. But yeah, a little bit of the Thayer's rose water. Beautiful shave. The Game Changers are a great razor. And this Dr. John's geranium and lemongrass is beautiful. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. It wasn't really all about the shave, it's all about the baby. And I'm just so thrilled to be a dad and so thrilled to hold this little one in my arms. And I've never felt so much love and just overwhelming emotions where I just can do anything. I literally can do anything. So yeah, I understand. It's changed my perspective on life quite a lot. Just the drive home alone, like at night, we kind of left. It was like 8:39 p.m. and I'd never been so nervous driving a car. I don't even think my first time driving was as nervous as driving our baby home, our little beautiful girl. And it was such a, like, it's just like an experience where something just came over me and it was just a whole new world. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support and messages, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.